24/7 Laredo Talk Show is an independent and original video news channel dedicated to local topics relating to everyday issues that affect Laredo, Webb County, and surrounding areas. Any comments made by guests are not a reflection of the view and opinions of the 24/7 Laredo team. However, we intend to offer you a community program with wide-range views and opinions that reflect our community. No abusive or obscene comments towards any class of people or persons will be tolerated. We believe that an informed community is the way to move Laredo and Webb County forward. If you would like to advertise on the show, you can email us at bordertown2020@gmail.com.
Welcome to 24/7 Laredo Talk Show. This is an original free and independent news channel. Talk about issues affecting Laredo. Today, we're very fortunate to have a good friend of mine on the show who has actually his own show. Paul Buitron, in fact, has his own show called Gloves Off with Professor Paul Buitron. In that show, of course, I think he's a premier blogger in Laredo as far as I'm concerned. And we're very lucky to have him today. Thank you, Paul, for joining us today.
Thank you, Judge. How have you been? You've been good?
Pretty good. We're dealing with a pandemic. Good afternoon,
all?
How are you? How's the New Year coming in?
The New Year came in fine. You know, I think there's a lot of people still scared. There's a lot of people with COVID, people that are very close to us. You know, last year was a very hard year to many people. A lot of our friends, we lost friends. We lost friends that lost family. There's a lot of mourning to do, and believe me, I feel for you all. I know what it is to lose a family member. I know somebody that you really loved, and please, you know, we have to unite and we have to move forward. And I think this year we have to just kind of help each other up, you know, and continue that path. But today was kind of hard because I think everybody's cell phone ended up with a message that the hospitals were filled up.
Right.
And it's gonna, you know,
the city of Laredo. Yes, the city of Laredo out there sent out the message. We had 8 people die today. Now again, this is being taped, so it may be running a day or two later. But I mean, we've been averaging, Paul, about 5, 6, 7, 8 people dying on a daily basis since the start of the year. I think we only had one day where we had no one die, but in the last 12, 13 days, 15 days of the year, we've had pretty much a consistent number of people dying between 6 and 8 people. And we've been producing, we're getting the Christmas bunch in, and the positive cases were over 900 again. So we are definitely in the midst of a pandemic. So Paul, I got to ask you a question. You've got a small business.
Sure.
How is that working out here in Laredo?
Well, number one, you know, our business deals on person to person and throughout. And this business has been around for 30 years, over 30 years now. You know, not that many small businesses have been around for over a decade. We've been around for 30 years. Right. And not only here, we've branched out elsewhere. And we took a hit last year. We took a severe hit. Other schools, other coaches that part of our clan that has in other states and other cities, those schools have closed. I know very much friends of mine that have had schools also for 20, 25, 31 from 35 years in Houston. They've closed the martial arts schools. And it's something that these are part of the implement of our community because it outreaches many people. It touches a lot of people. Some of these schools go through 500 students per year, a lot more so than baseball and basketball teams. So they touch a lot of people. They influence a lot. So it's very hard to see when you have businesses of that nature all of a sudden no longer. But I think we can focus and refocus to see how we can change it to move forward. Here, with all this scare, people don't want to come to class. Greatly so, they're scared, you know. But I don't see the city doing anything to help small businesses either. They prance around a flag that's not non-existent, And I went downtown today to pick up something that I had ordered way back in September, and they said it arrived. So I went over there and picked it up, and downtown is dead. It's zero. I mean, it's an ugly sight to see that we're the number one import export city in the nation, number one port, and our downtown stores are empty. The stores are closing.
Well, it seems apparently though that it may be closing up downtown, but certainly the trucking business seems to be running just fine.
Of course, the trucking business will always go through.
Right, those are the essentials that are going through the city of Laredo, and I'm sure they're leaving money here in Laredo, but obviously it's affecting everyone across the board, and it's very difficult. Well, these people are going through a very difficult time, many people. But coming back to in your case, so you have your gym still is open.
My school's still open. Right. We've accommodated certain procedures for safety. We have schools we have classes that they're opening now. So if people want to come in and start, they'll be only in that section class. They're not going to be mixed in with the others. If somebody is sick, whether it's a flu or what have you, they're out for the 2 weeks. We have everybody, of course. Here's one. We have these running around all over the place. Everybody has to wear masks. We have to take those precautions, but and we've done fine. We have a couple of lads that had appendix attacks over Christmas, which is part of growing up. You have appendix people, appendicitis that need to be taken care of, especially in some age groups that usually happen. And we had that happen this past December. Nobody's come up with our students and say, we're COVID positive, we're this positive, this has happened. None of it. We've had a lot of folks that say, because I'm testing, I'm not going to go to school for 2 weeks, and they come back and negative, and which is fine. We have to take care of our own selves. Our businesses, we know what the business is. Somebody in the bank does not know what our business is and what it relies on, or how we teach or whatnot, and they could care less really what we do. But that goes throughout, not only to us bakers and restaurants and so on and so forth. I mean, we understand sanitation, we understand safety precautions, we understand all that. So it's something that every business has to be following. It's something that common sense has to be glued upon. And granted, if people don't want to come train at a business, that's the freedom of choice. We still live in this great nation.
Definitely. But apparently, though, you've taken safety measures, and obviously there's still a lot. You still got your clientele coming in, understanding, of course, the seriousness of the situation, but also being able to learn about discipline. And that's what martial arts is all about. And I'm really looking forward to talking to you in a minute, in a few minutes, concerning the different types of martial arts are. But you are taking precautions. Do you think that in most businesses in Laredo are taking precautions for the most part? In your
listen, I've gone around. I've seen some businesses. I usually travel. If I have to go to the grocery store, I go in. And the wife stays at the house. Kids stuff. So I've seen some restaurants. I've been to some restaurants. I mean, the restaurants are being overly sanitized. I'm also an executive chef. Many people don't know that. So when I look at a restaurant, I look at a bunch of things throughout the essence, not only just the food, but the service and everything. People are being cordial about it. People are not being, I'm not going to wear my mask, I'm whatever, whatnot. But if I wear a mask and if I go into a business, I'll wear that mask because I don't want that person to get a citation. Our police have been over bullies with the citations, and unfortunately, they're the ones that they're destroying our small businesses for over attacking them in certain small businesses. Can be politically, maybe. Is it over aggressive? Sure. But again, I see everybody helping each other out in Laredo. Okay. It's not what is being portrayed in the media, and it's not what is being portrayed by our city leaders in our city that we're not. We are. There's people taking care of themselves. Carnes asadas and stuff like that. I don't go. You have to respect that.
But for the most part, people have respected it.
Sure.
But unfortunately, it is
on my point of view, I see that, Judge.
yeah, but I mean, but it's still a pandemic, and so obviously, we just need to take proper precautions and stay home as much as we can. But have you noticed a difference in terms of, I mean, back when we had a lockdown, I guess that's what we had back in March, April, May, and June, somewhere around that time. Compared to today, the businesses are open now, but people are still not really out there yet.
People are afraid. Let me do this. I've always had a smaller martial arts school in comparison to the others because it's a little bit different in the sense of reality.
But you provide more one-on-one
Right.
assistance to people.
And there's a great array of martial arts schools here. There's more that are more for the sport. There's more that take care of more kids, more like a kindergarten. Mine's more like the person here that really needs to learn something that's going to save them in the future, right? And God forbid that they need to use it. But what I'm saying is we started with 57 last March, going into the pandemic. When we opened up in May 18th, when the governor allowed us to, we had 4 people. In June, we raised it up to, from June to August, I picked up all set of new people. We picked it up to about 22. Right now, we're at 15. Why? Because there's a lot of people that have left. Why? Because there's a lot of people that are afraid. There's a lot of people that use not only this, and I've talked to other schools similar to mine that have a membership that they pay annually and they're on a contract and so on and so forth. They're using it as an excuse to opt out of a contractual agreement, not only here in other health club kind of in dance schools and so on and so forth. So you have a lot of people that come in, sign it. Oh, you know what? Let's go try this other one because they're giving me a new offer. I'm not going to go to your school. I'm not going to go to your dance studio. I'm not going to go to your health club because guess what? Of COVID. So I'm going to opt out of the contract. No, the contracts are still there.
Yes.
People, I don't know. It's how can I put it?
I mean, I mean, you're getting people. They're just there's just not that many, basically.
Usually the first week of January the other years, we'll get about 10 people joining. We ended up with 3. Okay. So 30%, 70% of the people not here with whatever reasons. And I attained that because of the pandemic. People are not really going out. Well, but they'll come back.
For just so that our viewers can find out, Paul, could you let them know your address, where you're located, and where they can reach you?
My school's been the same location on Hillside Road, on 220 West Hillside Road, right across the Taqueplaque in the Las Colinas centers. So we've been here for a long time. We've seen generations already, kids that were here. Now their kids are with us and that kind of thing. So we've been here for a while.
Where's your, what is the phone number?
My phone number is 956-401-4868. Our website is savat.biz. That's SAVATE.biz. We have a YouTube channel, Buitron Academy. They can go through it. They'll see a bunch of shows, not only the Gloves Off show. There's a lot of stuff that we talk about. There's over 600 videos on there. There's a lot of material they're going through.
Right.
We do.
I would recommend highly for people who want to get their children registered to check out the website. And if not, check out the YouTube. And I can assure you're going to be impressed with the type of work that Paul Buitron has done here for the young people in our community. He's been involved in our community for more than 20 years doing this, Paul. So a lot of students, a lot of people have gone through you, and you taught them a lot about, definitely a lot about discipline. Paul, we're going to go ahead and close up here, but I want to remind everyone, please check it out. This is one of those businesses that I mentioned earlier, that Laredo has a lot of good talent in Laredo, a lot of good experienced talent. And definitely Buitron Academy is one of them. I suggest that you check it out. I look forward again, Paul, for talking to you. I hope you continue to have a safe, so far so good. You haven't gotten anything, neither have your children. I pray to God that nothing happens to you all and that you all stay safe.
Thank you, Judge, and folks out there, be careful. The virus is real, but also stop living in fear. You know, start living life. Be cautious about everything that you're doing. Be aware. You know, we all still have to live. Stop the hate. You know, it's not the small business fault.
So thank you very much, Paul. We'll be talking to you soon. Thank you. On behalf of 24/7 Laredo Talk Show, thank you for watching. Until next time, check us out on 24/7 Laredo YouTube channel, or check us out again on Facebook. Thanks a lot again. Have a good day.
Place, a school, an institution where a professor resides. Listen to words of Professor Buitron. Come train at the best kept secret of Laredo, Buitron Academy, 956-401-4868, Savant.biz.